don't know how long I don't know how you want to talk for, but I've got a story I want to tell you.
Oh, go on then. Yeah.
I always tell this story, and I would kick myself if I didn't get a chance to tell this story. So I tell this story at the end of all my bits of talks at WI and stuff.
It's Veterinary Ramblings, Robin. Everything's okay.
Absolutely true, and I just love it because actually it's a funny story, really, but there's so many learnings in it, right? So I'm working in Leeds. I've done this farm job for 2 years. I got exhausted. I was going to get married. Lorna was earning more money than me, so I thought, well, I better go where she is. She was in Keighley, so I come back up north. Couldn't get a farm job anywhere nearby, and I needed one quickly, so I thought I'll just have to wing it, do a small animal job for a bit. So I got a job in Leeds. So this lady comes down with this cat, and she's worried about it because it's swelling up. Its abdomen's swelling up. So I examined this cat, and it was patently obvious within a minute or two what was up with it. And I said, well, don't worry. I said, it's going to be fine. I said, because your cat's pregnant. That's what it is. It was a very advanced stage of pregnancy. It's only about 9 months old. And I said, so that's what it is. She said, oh, it isn't. She said, it's not. I said, well, I think it is. She said, no, it's not. It can't be. I said, well, why do you say that? So it's never been out. It's never been out of the house. I've had it since it was 8 weeks old. So that's it's definitely pregnant. So I humoured her a bit. I said, look, if it hasn't been out, something's been in. She said, no. She said, for the same reason it hasn't been out, nothing's been in. She said, I have locked the windows when I got this kitten, and I've never unlocked them. And I've got 2 doors at the front of the house. I open one, I stand in the porch, I shut the door behind me, I open the outside door, I go out, I do exactly the same coming back. I'm paranoid about the cat getting out, and the fact that the cat can't get out means there's absolutely no chance of the cat getting in. So I'm starting to doubt myself now. Have I got this right? So I'm getting all of it again. I'm only palpating with an ultrasound scanner. In those days, I'm just palpating it, but it's definitely pregnant. So then she's getting a bit shirty with me because I'm obviously an idiot because it's not pregnant, and I'm telling her it is over and over again. And I'm thinking she's an idiot because it's pregnant, and she's telling me it isn't over and over again. And we're getting a bit of loggerheads. So we had to sort of take time out. I said, well, take a breath. I said, look, I don't know what's happened, and I'm not calling you a fool. I'm not denying any of the things you're telling me. So, but all I can tell you as a professional is sometime in the last 6 or 7 weeks, this cat has met another cat. And that's just a fact. Now we have to figure out how that's happened. And she said, well, there's only her brother, but he wouldn't do a thing like that. And that's the God's honest truth. And we've been at it 40 minutes by then. And at the time, I thought, I'm going to tell this story the rest of my life. But the learning from that was, you've got to dig to get a history.
Yeah.
And you've got to ask the right questions in the right order. And if you don't get a plausible story, you've got to go back and ask them a different way. Because if you don't stack up, you haven't got the history. Go back and do it again.
True. It's true.
Whereas
I had a case a few years back that I was sure was a food allergy. And I spoke to the owner for a long, long time about what he fed his dog, and said, look, what we're going to do for the next 8 weeks is we're going to try this this stuff, ZD, other hypoallergenic foods are available, but we're going to try this stuff, AD, and we'll see. So don't feed your dog anything else, just having this and water, and we'll see it back. I saw it back in a couple of weeks' time, and the skin was no better. And I said, well, okay, it's only a couple of weeks, let's keep going. I saw it back a month later, worse, if anything. I said, look, I'm sorry, I'm obviously wrong, but I was convinced it was a food allergy. Very unlikely it's allergic to the ZD. Maybe it's coming up with an allergy to something else in the house. Let's go through your daily routine. What do you do? So let's start from first thing in the morning. What happens is, well, I get up and we have our cup of tea, don't we, Doris? I said, well, when you say, oh yeah, we have a cup of tea and a digestive biscuit. Don't. Oh, you said, I wonder if that.
Exactly. Yeah. When a lady came into our branch surgery and said, I need a tablet for the dog. It's got worms. I said, well, what makes things? Well, I'm seeing those rice grainy things in its poo all the time. I said, okay, well, that's probably tapeworm segments, and yeah, maybe you want to worm it. So we sold her a very well recognised and reliable worming tablet, and she came back. Well, she ran the reception and said, it's not got shut of these worms. So did it again 3 or 4 weeks later. Still not. And we had a number of calls. He said, I just keep seeing it keeps on passing these segments all the time, and your tablets aren't working. So we tried something different. That didn't do it. Panic it, that didn't do it. Give it variety things, didn't do it. So she came in and we're talking about it. I said, I'm stumped. I said, because these things just don't stop working. They don't just stop working in that individual. I can't understand what's going on, why your dog isn't responding to worm treatment. I said, he said, well, it gets a bit loose now and again as well, but it's always passing these segments. I said, so what do you feed it? She said, chicken and rice.
So it was the rice. It was passing it. You thought it was deep.
It looks just like rice grains. I know what they
Yeah.
are.
If it looks like rice, it is rice.
Just check it's not rice.